Hello everyone, this is Carl Don Stover and I'm recording my Module 17 for AEP 858. Today we're going to talk about data analyst protocol and how I would use it in my school. First of all, I want to refer to the purple diagram on the screen, and this is going to be the way that we're going to work through this at my school. First of all, we're going to start with just the collection of data. We have to understand that data comes from a variety of different places. We can have summative data, which would look like items that we'd get off of state testing or map testing. We could have formative data. This could be checkups, quizzes, tests that we're seeing in school. Perception data, this would be like surveying our parents, students, teachers, or community. And then demographic data, so that would be like the ethnicities, or other items which could be in our school, like free and reduced lunch, so on and so forth. After we collect that data, we're going to go and analyze the data and diagnose the problem of what we're seeing in our school and what we need to improve on. From there, we're going to create a SMART goal. We'll talk about what a SMART goal is, and then we're going to create and implement a strategic plan. After that, we're going to evaluate the results and adjust the plan as needed. And this circle can actually just work back into itself over and over and over. We'll move on down and we'll talk about what a SMART goal is. This is a KISS-IT method with SMART goals. SMART is actually just each letter means a word. S means specific, M means measurable, A means attainable, R means realistic, and T means time-oriented. These are all the things that we want the goals for our school to look like, because that means we're actually taking everything into consideration and making it something that's time-oriented, that we can track, and also it's something that we actually need for our school and we can measure. So definitely something we need to use. This is the sheet that I would actually give out to my staff members when we're actually working through a topic. And this would be something that I would hand to them so they could write it down, they could kind of collect all their thoughts and their ideas on it. First of all, we would need to put what topic we are discussing on it, whatever that might be. Then we would work down to what data trends do we see on that topic, and what does the current data mean to our students, our teachers, and our parents. I think this is an important aspect so we know that what our point is. Why are we actually even looking at this? Next, what are the strengths and weaknesses in this area? So kind of analyze where we are currently, and kind of so we know that spot. We need to create that SMART goal, and I've already went over SMART, so this is just the place that we as a staff have to create that goal. Next, we would brainstorm for implementation. These would just be different like troubleshooting ideas. This would just be a spitball, so I'd hope that everybody in my staff would write something down, maybe so we have a good plan and a lot of different ideas. Then we would actually put the plan together, that strategic plan, that action plan. We would want to put this in a step-by-step basis and outline it very clearly so everyone knew what they were supposed to do. Next, we would talk about how we want to evaluate this. After we talk about that, we would want to set an evaluation date, so that would be the time we would actually come back and look at that. And then I put a final area for just some final thoughts that the staff member might have. I think this would be really useful as we're doing this, but also something that I can send out to my staff so that they could do this before they even came to maybe a PDC meeting where we're going to talk about this, so that the discussion could actually be better. I also think this would be a successful thing as me as an administrator to collect, so that I had everybody's ideas there, and when we finally sat down and make the specific plan, I could send that out so it's more conclusive. Some of the questions I need to answer is how are teachers going to react to this protocol? I can definitely say at first, probably some of them are going to be kind of apprehensive if they've never had to do something like this before. Usually we can think on a 20-60-20. 20% of them are going to love it, 60% of them are going to be the ones who are unsure, and 20% of them are going to hate it and think it's a dumb idea. So we want to try to bring everybody on board and just kind of ease into this process and make it just very open and welcoming environment so everybody has a place to talk and so we can actually solve the school's problems. How can my protocol be adapted to work with some different subjects? Truthfully, after doing this, I plan on using this at my FFA officer retreat. I just think this would be very beneficial as we're talking about hosting some different events for the kids to actually utilize. I also think this would be a perfect thing for some group projects for students to use in a variety of different subjects. Um, Next, how can this relate to the big ideas of the course? I think this is just the final thing of how in a school we need to have a data mindset and be data driven, but also understand that not everybody's at the same spot in data analysis. So we need to try to fill the data gap so that we can actually really make an impact on our school, and we can see that what the data like our community members are seeing, maybe improve that so our school looks more productive, especially with ever-changing school regulations on where we're supposed to be. We want to be in the limelight and the good sight of our community and the taxpayers. And finally, how could I reflect on to use this in school? Well, I guess I've already said this one. I plan on using this in just a little bit with my FFA officers on FFA officer retreat, but also in my classroom as well. I've really enjoyed AEP 858, and I hope all of you have a great night. Thanks.